Are you tired of throwing money down the drain on your favorite sport? Well, close your wallet, because today we're diving into the top 5 worst sports for your bank account. So, grab a drink, sit back, and let's dive into this financial disaster of a video. First up, we have equestrian sports. Now, it may sound like something out of a fairy tale, but the truth is they're pretty damn expensive. These sports involve some crazy maneuvers like show jumping, dressage, and eventing, which require riders to team up with their horse and perform some impressive routines in a competitive setting. So, what's the deal with the high price tag? Well, first of all, let's talk about the horse. These majestic creatures are not cheap. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars for a well-bred horse. And if you want to go all out and buy a horse that's won multiple Olympic medals, get ready to fork over a cool $1 million. You need to think about ongoing expenses like stabling. Stabling a horse can cost you a few hundred to several $1,000s per month, depending on the location and level of care. But that's not all. Horses require regular checkups, dental exams, and vaccinations, which can add up to thousands of dollars per year. And let's not forget about training. You'll need to work with your horse regularly to improve your skills, and private lessons with a top trainer can cost you hundreds of dollars per hour. And of course, you can't show up to a competition wearing just any old thing. You need high-quality riding gear, which can cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars for boots, helmets, and clothing. Let's not forget about the competition fees, which can range from a few hundred to several $1,000s per event. All in all, equestrian sports are definitely not for the faint of heart or the empty of wallet. But if you can afford it, the rewards are priceless. The next not cheap sport on our list is scuba diving. So, you want to dive into the underwater world, huh? Well, get ready to shell out some serious dough. Scuba diving ain't cheap. First up, we got the equipment. You can't just jump into the water with your swim trunks and a snorkel. You gotta get a wetsuit, fins, mask, regulator, tank, and a bunch of other accessories. You're looking at dropping several $1,000s on a top-notch regulator or a few $100s on a decent wetsuit. Ain't no diving without getting certified, and that ain't cheap either. You gotta spend hours in the classroom, practice in the pool, and hit up open water dives. Depending on where you're at and what level of certification you want, it can easily cost you several $100s or more, depending on where you get certified. Once you're certified, you'll want to check out some of the world's most epic dive spots. But they're usually located in far-off, exotic locales that ain't exactly budget-friendly. Speaking of accommodations, don't expect to be staying in a budget hostel when you're diving. Most dive resorts are pretty high-end, with spa treatments, fancy restaurants, and all kinds of luxurious amenities. And of course, you gotta get to your dive destination. Airfare, visas, and transportation costs can add up quickly, especially if you're heading to a remote spot. But despite all the costs, scuba diving enthusiasts will tell you it's worth every penny. Do you ever find yourself daydreaming about exploring the depths of the ocean while scuba diving? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Alright, up next we have sailing, where you can ride the waves in style. But beware, because sailing can be pretty darn expensive, especially if you're looking to compete. The biggest cost in sailing is obviously the boat itself. You can start with a used, small boat for a few grand, but if you're looking for high-performance racing yachts, you better have a few $1 million lying around. But the boat is just the beginning. Sailing gear and equipment can cost a pretty penny too. High-quality sails can set you back tens of thousands of dollars, and if you're really serious about racing, you might need to cough up several thousand more for a racing spinnaker. And let's not forget about all the other equipment you need, like navigation systems, safety gear, and rigging, which can all add up quickly. Boats need regular upkeep, from cleaning and painting to replacing parts that wear out over time. Depending on the size of your boat and the extent of the repairs needed, this can easily set you back thousands of dollars a year. Of course, if you want to compete, you'll need to shell out for entry fees, which can range from a few hundred to several $1,000s per race. If you're really committed to becoming the next sailing champion, you might want to invest in some training. Private lessons with a sailing coach can cost several $100s per hour, and you'll probably need to train multiple times a week. All in all, sailing can definitely put a dent in your wallet, especially if you're looking to compete at a high level. But hey, you'll have the perfect backdrop for your photos. Alright, folks, let's talk about skiing. If you're trying to hit up the best ski resorts around the world, you better have deep pockets because skiing can get pricey. First up, we've got lift tickets. These little pieces of paper are your ticket to ride the chairlifts up the mountain, so you can ski back down. But they can cost you an arm and a leg. You can't hit the slopes without your skis, boots, poles, and bindings. And depending on how bougie you're feeling, this can cost you anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s. But if you're trying to impress the cute ski instructor, I say go all out. And don't forget about clothing and gear. Ski jackets, pants, gloves, helmets, and goggles can all add up to a hefty bill. But hey, if you look good, you ski well, right? If you're a beginner or looking to improve your skills, you might want to invest in some ski lessons. But brace yourself because private lessons with a ski instructor can cost you a pretty penny. Like, several $100s per hour. If you're not lucky enough to have a ski resort in your backyard, you're gonna need to pay for transportation, accommodations, meals, and other expenses. And let's be real, après ski drinks aren't cheap. Overall, skiing can drain your bank account faster than a black diamond run. But for those of us who live for the adrenaline rush of speeding down a snow-covered mountain in the breathtaking scenery, it's worth every penny. Hey, drop a comment and let us know if you've ever hit the slopes before. And if you have, where's the sickest spot you've shredded on your skis? Moving on to golf, the sport that screams, I have money. Golf. Ah, the sport of the rich and famous, where even the grass is pampered like a celebrity. But let's face it, it's not just the grass that's expensive. The cost of joining a private golf club can be eye-watering. You might get access to some fancy amenities like a well-manicured course, gourmet dining, and exclusive events, but you'll need to pay tens of thousands of dollars per year plus an initiation fee that could buy you a used car. And let's not forget the cost of actually playing golf. You could be shelling out hundreds of dollars for a round at a high-end course. That's a lot of green for hitting a little white ball around. If you want to impress your golf buddies, you'll need to invest in some top-notch equipment. A fancy set of clubs and a bag can set you back several $1,000s. If you're a golf enthusiast, you might want to hit up some of the world's most exclusive courses. But that means you'll need to pay up for travel expenses, accommodations, and meals. If you're serious about golf, you need to shell out even more cash for lessons and coaching. Private lessons with a golf pro can cost you more than a fancy dinner. Overall, golf can be a seriously expensive sport. But if you love the thrill of the game and the prestige of playing at exclusive courses, then hey, maybe it's worth the investment. Just don't forget to bring your wallet. So, there you have it folks, the top 5 sports that will empty your wallet. If you were planning on taking up one of these sports, you might want to think twice and maybe consider taking up knitting instead. Trust me, your bank account will thank you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next videos on our channel.